today we're going to be talking about something very, very important. We're going to be dealing with the introduction section of your case study reports. Let's dive into the video. So the introduction section of your reports is the section that introduces your reader to the contents of your report. So what it's basically doing is telling your reader what your report is about. So think of it like a movie trailer. So when a movie trailer comes out, they'll tell you, they'll show you some part of the movie. They'll tell you, you'll see, oh, so actor is going to be there. Okay, this is where they actually did it. This is what's going to be about. So give you like some mouth watering scenes, so that when the movie comes out, you will be like, wow. So in the same thing, the introduction section of your report is just like that. It introduces your reader. It tells your reader, okay, this is what to expect when flipping through the pages of my report. The introduction section is immediately after your executive summary. You know that we talked about cover page. So the first thing you have is your cover page. Then you have your executive summary. After executive summary, you have your introduction. So it's the section immediately after your executive summary. I'm going to show you an image right now, and after I show you the image, I'm going to explain the content. From the image, you can see that that's ICAN study pack, and you know I'm always an advocate of do what I can say. So you have to follow this study pack. So irrespective of the views anybody has, ICAN said this is how your introduction section should be. So it's best to follow them because they have your marking guide. Because I had some reservations personally, but when I saw this, all reservations died. Whatever they said should stand. All right, so the first thing now, we're going to talk about an acronym. We're going to use an acronym to actually summarize everything that I talked about. And the reason why I come up with acronyms is just to help you, because you know under exam tension you may actually forget and all. So we're going to come up with an acronym. We're going to use the acronym SCAR. 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 So let's take it one after the other. The first thing we have is this S, which stands for the scope, basically covers the scope. So from that picture I showed you, in your scope, when you're talking about the scope of your report, the scope of your report covers your requirements. That's, you talk about your requirements, just like we did in the executive summary class. If you have not watched that class, please make sure you do that. I'll link the description here, just check it out. Then you talk about the requirements. You talk about the aims and objectives. I explained aims and objectives in the executive summary class. You can check that video out to learn more. After that, you move on to the terms of reference. You can talk about the terms of reference. You can say, okay, sequel. Some people say sequel to the email sent. Some people say as requested in the email sent. You can also have all of that in the scope section. So you can talk about the terms of reference, the aims and objectives, the requirements of your reports, and any limitation that is states there. You can talk about that. So that's what the S covers. After the scope, you move on to your C, the details about the company. This is where I said I had previous reservations, just like popular opinion. A lot of people actually have the opinion that, look, many people actually say that, oh, don't talk about the company, details about the company in your case study reports. But by looking at it here, we can see it here. They actually said it in the case study pack. Talk about relevance, talk about the background of the company, the history of the company. We talk about the present problem in the company. Talk about the company. So follow what I can say, please. They're the ones that have the marking guide. They're the ones that will determine your score. So talk about details. Mention details about the company. A, that's the analysis methods. You can just add this. You can talk about the analysis methods, talk about the methodology you use next present value, you use ratio analysis, any of that, just mention it. Let's talk about the R, outline of the report structure. Now check this image that I'm going to show you now. Now outline means what? briefly explain it without going into much detail. Because one thing is that a lot of people actually put table of contents. While that is not wrong, it's not as if you put table of contents you are wrong, or I'm saying you should not put table of contents. You can do that if you want to do that, but you have 4 hours. There's no the time is not enough. So I can said outline. Don't go into excessive detail. Don't talk much stories. Just briefly explain. So I actually created a video, another video, not this one, where I showed like the practical. I showed a practical example of how you can actually put all these things and how you can include it in your report. How it comes together basically, and how you put it together and how it should be in your report. So I'm going to link the video here. You can just check that out so that you can see step by step how it shows and how you can bring it all together. So this is basically all about the introduction section of your report. You have your scope, you move to the details about the company, you can talk about the analysis methods, that's the methodology you used, and finally you can talk about the report structure, the outline of the report structure. So check that video. I linked it up here. Check the video now so that you can see practically how these things come together. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.